Hi everyone, this video is to help you understand what the Teaching Games for Understanding model can look like in your gym. Now it's important for you to understand that this video isn't just demonstrating an isolated activity, but rather an individual lesson plan within an Invasion Games unit plan. Teaching Games for Understanding is a student-centered approach that has 6 key stages. In this video, you will see a teacher teaching an activity, and we will highlight each stage as the activity moves through it. In the first stage of TGFU, the teacher introduces the game form, which has been selected based on the advanced form of the game, in this case handball, and has been chosen to be developmentally appropriate for the grade level he or she is teaching. The game the teacher selected here is Prairie Dog Pickoff, in which every student has a pin and a hoop, and players must defend their pin from other players who are trying to attack it with a ball. The game can begin that if the player's pin gets knocked down, the player simply has to put it back up. However, the teacher can add a modification that if a pin does get knocked down, that player has to take their pin and their hoop and find a new location in the playing area to set up. The teacher can then continue to add layers, such as granting students permission to take 3 steps with the ball. As the students are learning the primary and secondary rules of the game, this represents the second stage of TGFU, which is game appreciation. The students continue to learn the rules of the game through playing the game as the teacher adds more and more variations and modifications to gameplay. The teacher can then continue to add to the tactical complexity of the game by adding new layers and progressions. In this case, if a student knocks down another student's pin, the student whose pin was knocked down must join the other student. The students must now work as a team and defend their base as they try to attack other students' pins. This represents the beginning of Stage 3 of TGFU, which is tactical awareness. With the help of teacher game modifications and questioning, the students will begin to identify key tactics and strategy that can lead to success in the game. It's important to note that in a TGFU lesson, the teacher is never just idly standing by. He or she must always be moving around, asking questions, and making observations of what's happening in gameplay. Things such as key moments, key principles, key tactics, and key skills will help the teacher decide which modifications to add to the game, and also help them during the tactical talk session decide which questions they should be asking their class. Tactical talk allows the teacher to help the students reflect on their decision making in the game. Asking questions such as, "How are you being successful in the game?" allows the students to reflect on the tactics that they've been using throughout the activity. Also, asking the students which skills they are needed to be successful in the game can help the teacher lead into the next stage of TGFU, which is skill execution. In this stage, the teacher will bring modifications to the game that will put emphasis on certain skills that the students have identified as being essential to success in the activity. In this example, if the teacher wanted the students to be working on passing, they could remove the permission to take steps with the ball and make the game passing only. Now students have no choice but to make passes with their teammates to get closer to other bases, knock down pins, and gain new members on their team. In Stage 6, which is performance, the teacher wants to make observations on their class and take note not only of the efficiency of the student's technique, but also the appropriatenesses of the response throughout gameplay. Based on the student's performance, the teacher may then decide to select a new game form, and the cycle of TGFU begins again. It is important to remember that all modifications to the game form that the teacher will make needs to be based around the observations that he or she is making on their student's performance. Remember that Teaching Games for Understanding is a student-centered approach, so there is no rush trying to get to the advanced form of the game. Give your students time so that they can acquire and develop the skills and tactics that they will need to be able to experience success in the game. I would like to say thank you to Kellyanne Perry, whose knowledge and help were both essential to the production of this video. If you'd like to follow her on Twitter, her username is @KellyannePerry. Finally, if you would like to learn more about Teaching Games for Understanding or other curriculum models, please be sure to visit the Curriculum Support Center at thephysical educator.com. Thank you for watching and happy teaching.